two terms have in common? X squared and 5x? Just x. A variable can be a common factor. So the GCF is the variable x. More difficult than taking a number out. You've taken a number out before. Sometimes we'll just take a variable out. Sometimes it's two variables. So this is taking an x away from both of these, making it x plus 5. Taking me pull one out front. Now the idea is if I distribute, I get exactly what I started with. So I haven't changed the problem, it only appears different. It's the same thing written differently. Now to solve, you do x equals 0 and x plus 5 equals 0. So when there's equal signs and you're asked to solve, you have to go further. A lot of times it just says factor, but if it also says solve, you got to take that 0 and set both parts of the equation equal to it and find actual solutions for x. So x has two possible answers, 0 or negative 5. And the reason this is grouped in with yesterday's orange bubbles is because zeros are intercepts. So I know a lot about this graph. It opens up and it has an intercept where x is 0 and an intercept where x is negative 5. That's what those two answers symbolize on the picture. Questions in number 1. Okay. Number 2 can be done in 2 ways, so it's okay if you don't do it exactly how I do it. I'm going to erase number 1. Here we go. All right, my hint here was to use the square root because 16 is a special number. It's 4 and 4, but it's going to look like this. And that is the factored form. And you always have the option if you don't believe something is factored correctly, you can always check it. Right. One way to check this is to do the FOIL method, the first, outer, inner, last. I would do x times x times negative 4, 4 times x, and 4 times negative 4, which is x squared minus 4x plus 4x minus 16. You see, because we used a positive and a negative, the middle ones are opposites. That's why you need both signs. Those cancel, and that's how you arrive right back where you started. So that's how I can check it. I can always multiply it out and see if I get where I started with. So don't stop. We have to actually solve. Make them equal 0. And we have two answers, negative 4 and 4. So because I solved it, I can picture the graph. I have a dot at 4, -4. I know it opens up because it's positive. That's what the graph is. Questions on number 2? Right here. I combine like terms. -4 plus 4 cancel. So that I only do that because they happen to be opposites of cancel. You got anything else? Alright, the hint here is to use B and C. So I know that A is the invisible one in front. I know B is another invisible one there. And I know C is 42. And I know that from what we wrote yesterday in the orange bubbles, we wrote standard form is AX squared plus BX plus C. These in standard form are kind of the same thing. This has a C0 and that has a B0. I don't know if you guys see that. Alright, so going back to factoring, does anybody remember how to do this one? Using B and C to come up with factors? I want to make a little table of ideas. Does anybody have the numbers done? Anybody know how many is B and C? Oh, you know what? This is supposed to be a minus. Can you guys, everybody change that to a minus? It won't really do that. Make it a minus. You're right. Now it'll work. Does anybody have any idea how to make this work? Yes. And I want to be able to write it so it looks like this. 2 sets of parentheses. I want to break it up. Really, my whole goal is to make it so I don't have x squared anymore. I want to separate x's. Well, 42 doesn't have x, so I can't do that. It was supposed to start as a minus. No problem.
At the bottom, if you plug it in.
Yeah.
That'll turn into it.
Yeah, so C is a -42. No, I don't know. I'm not a DN. I'll tell you what page to look on.
still getting the joke.
Oh,
I thought that was good.
let's take one shirt.
Page 607. Let's read about it. Actually, let's do page. Let's go to page 609. Alright, I'm gonna walk around. I'm gonna give you 2 bullet points right now for figuring this out. Page 609.
Wait, for
Volume 2. Oh, looks like I have somebody's butt. Yeah, I understand.
Since I just have my own.
I'm saying, no.
This all is.
Number 3 up there. On the screen. The directions are factor and solve. Factor and solve.
I don't understand already. This ain't helping nothing.
You're doing this problem right here.
609, but it ain't helping.
You gotta factor and solve number 3.
For page 609.
Read page 609, figure out how that problem is solved, then try to apply the same strategy to the blue on the screen.
It's the same. It's like
I don't even know how you read all that already. How did the problem in the example get solved?
you don't have to.
Explain it. Well, look at it before you say that. You didn't even read it yet.
I did read it. I had to look at
Well, then
it.
how did it get solved? Well, look at it longer. I'm sorry, there's a lot of
No, I'm sorry.
That's why you won.
I got a lot of two.
You can write me to a pass to the you can write me a pass to Frank. That's what I
Yeah, you're gonna know.
You should just stay and figure out the problem.
No, I'm good.
No.
Two times 8 is 16. 2 plus 8 is
No, I know what this is.
yes, I know what it is.
You gotta figure it out. How did they do example 1? You can even go to the next page and look at more examples.
Help me.
Yes, we have one person that has figured it out. It is possible.
All right, Cassie. You said what? You buy stuff. You buy two stuff and then more.
I know you don't know how to do it.
Yes.
I don't care about designer shirts. I see them in school. I see the same people every day. I wear designer stuff outside of school. Huh? I'm gonna you tell me.
I am crying.
I know.
I tried. I
Shut up.
actually like running more.
What's the problem here? And then go and do this. Oh, I think you guys were on board.
Nothing. I can't do it. I can't focus. My brain's not. Huh? I can't. I'm like, just like.
I got another person. No, you're supposed to be doing this number 3 here.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping for it to be something. I'm joking.
Don't give up. We got 3 people, 3 plus, we need 5. I'm the one when I see 5 people got it figured out. Gio, you do not do this. You used to come answers all the time when we went over it.
Messing with my head. My mic is hard.
You got it? Help me! Duh! You was already first in!
So are we just
Oh!
so like I'm pretty sure on here it's using the here. But then over here it ended up using
Thank you, thank you.
let me make sure it's yours.
That's so much work.
I can't do it. Hey, I got it, guys.
Hey!
We got 3. Can I get 2 more?
Yeah, that's back to it has to be one. Seems like so it's basically like one thing they did like it was it adds so if you like put adds to one has to multiply by negative 42.
Basically,
You start multiplying numbers like or you multiply here, look. It's fine. I'm not getting too far.
yeah. She said you one, and now
No, it's
but she said you A and B, right? B and C.
I can solve this.
Factors of 42 are 7 and 6, right? Okay.
How'd you figure it out? You
Negative
heard her?
7 and
No.
6. Negative 7 and 6.
I was looking at this.
Okay, negative
I mean, negative 6. And I was trying to figure like how
negative 6. 7 and 5 and 6 together. Right, right. Yeah.
Alright, we got four. Four people got it.
Minus 6x.
Okay, so
Sharika is close enough for sure. I want to give Sharika she got it. Alright, we got five. We got five. Alright. I'm giving it to you. You're almost there, but finish. You're almost there. Yep. Yep. Okay. When you have a trinomial like this and there's no greatest common factor, like we can't divide everything by x or anything like that, you have to it's kind of like a riddle. You have to find numbers that multiply to the c value. So in this case, it's negative 42, and they have to add to the b value. So in this case, it's a positive 1. So when we practiced this, we started out making really long lists, like, oh, okay, well, that's 42 times negative 1 makes 42, and 21 times negative 2 makes 42. Does 42 divide by 3? Calculator, does 42 divide by 3? What is it? 14. Does 42 divide by 4? Can anybody think of anything else that 42 will divide by? 42 does divide by 7. So now we add these options together.
Oh my God.
And we were hoping to find two numbers that added to 1. And 7 and negative 6, they both multiply to 42 and they add to negative 1. So the way to rewrite this is x plus 7, x minus 6. I gave it to you. Yeah. So I'm going to make these equal 0.
That was close enough.
Well, you were doing the longer factor by grouping method, which is for more complicated ones, which is really good. So you remember that? So now that you've seen shows on that page, it shows the grouping.
Yes.
So now that you've seen the and heard the process, who remembers doing that? Finding numbers that multiply to C and add to B. Okay. What are the chances that you're gonna randomly remember it in 3 weeks on an exam? I don't know. The more we talk about it, wait, think about it, I make you guys figure it out yourselves, the more likely you are to remember that. So that's why I'm doing that. Okay. Do you guys want to do one more before we move on? Let's just do one more. Don't do another one.
Are we getting extra points?
Brandon said no. Let's do one more.
Make it complicated so we can get extra long.
Try this one. Try it, Gavin. Or just look at it. Remember Geo? Do you remember Geo? How you get it? I remember you calling out numbers. Anybody else remember Geo calling out numbers?
Yeah.
I remember you did it.
I remember that.
I got one thing. No, keep going. It's call out answers. You get on a roll. This is one of those topics you got on a roll about. All right, I'll tell you what. Now, the first 5 people that come up with this one, not the 5 that already got it, I'll give another 5 people plus 2 for this
Wait, so
one.
I don't have a chance?
No, sorry. Well, for your own benefit, of course you want to do it. You know that.
I'm trying to do it first.
Now, I did.
I don't even know if I can get it right.
I did make it. Wait a minute. I did it wrong again. I keep setting you guys up for failure. This has to be a negative 60.
It's not.
You won't work with those signs. Try it with negative 6. Kayla. Make yours negative 60, okay? The plus sign will not work. Everybody make. So, C is negative 60 and B is negative 4. And that's how, like, this is kind of, the negatives are always harder. All right, Gavin, you ready to check it? Laura, you ready to check it? I just changed this to a so one of these numbers has to be
Say, you say a lot.
or Laura, you got it? All right, I'm giving it to Dulce as well. All right, the last 2, I guess we'll be over here. Yep, Braden's got it. One more. Hey, oh no, Kater, you can post it. Great job, you guys. Good review. That's 10 people who figured this out today. That's a great amount of people. So it's negative 10 times 6. Negative 10 plus 6 is negative 4. So you do x minus 10. X plus 6 equals 0. Make them both equal 0. And your x-intercepts or your zeros Yeah, one sign messes it all up. That's why I can't. Do you have a question? Yes, here it is. Right, but look what happens. This is factored. If I FOIL it, I get that -4. After you factor it, you make it equal 0, they change. So this sign, and this is a good moment to talk about too, because they do like to compare. The sign in parentheses is opposite the sign of the intercepts. Like sometimes you'll be asked like, if these are the zeros, what will the factors be? And this is like x equals -1 and x equals -6. They would say, for this, they would say, well, write the function. And in the parentheses, it would be +6 and +1 because the signs change back and forth. So Julie was just saying. Okay, let's check your homework. We left off on this bubble paper, this orange bubble paper, and I said that you should try the quadratic formula, and I said that you should find the vertex.
She taking bathroom.
Who is it?
Renaya.
Oh, she doesn't know.
Can I go?
No, I guess I just need to call the office, let them know that she's.
This is like my first time before going to the bathroom.
That's true. You never know. Did you do this assignment?
Yes.
Did you find the vertex?
I did it so wrong.
Oh, we know I did. I saw it, but I didn't find the vertex. Yeah, I got to the HX part. I guess why, right? It just says HX. Oh my gosh. XP.
She's back.
And everybody say I'm next. Everybody say I'm next. Why they ask?
I know, I told you. Yeah.
Where did you try to find the vertex? No, that's fine. There's two different. So we found for the axis of symmetry, we found for -b/2a, we found x equals -6. To find vertex, I'm sorry, x equals +6, you plug in. This was the bottom of the blue paper. I mean, the bottom of the orange bubbles. Orange bubble paper. This was find the vertex of that bouncy ball word problem. You also did quadratic formula, but you were supposed to do both. So I'm looking for quadratic formula and your.
You're going 2 miles per hour? I need to go on 6.
Yeah, now we're gonna do quadratic formula. Here's if this is what you wrote down, this is good too. I wanted you to do both. Is that big enough?
I was close.
See, once I did not do quadratic formula, if you want to try it right now. Kid, I think that you got further than maybe almost anyways. That's good. Did anybody else try it on their own, the quadratic formula? Yeah. So to explain, these were the answers from the quadratic formula. The zeros show that the ball was bounced 1.5 inches from Marcos, and it came back down 10.5 inches from Marcos, and that means it traveled 9 total inches. And then this vertex, that means that after 6 inches away from Marcos, it got to its highest point at 40.5. All right, let's finish this last bubble on this paper. Okay. Okay, you guys, up here it's called positive. Down here is where you describe it as negative. Okay, so when you're looking at a parabola, it'll have a part typically that's positive and negative. Sometimes your parabola will be entirely negative, or sometimes it'll be entirely positive if it's above or below. So we have to describe when is it positive and when is it negative. So I'm going to look for the zeros. Is this negative 4 and positive 2? So I'm going to say that it's negative between x is negative 4 and x is 2. And how I would write that with math symbols. So it's negative all down here, and that's between negative 4 and 2. That's where it exists in the negative area, that parabola. Now, where is it positive? Right there, it's positive. It's positive to the left of x equals negative 4. So the way I would say that is positive when x is less than negative 4. It's also positive here on the right side. It's also positive right of x equals 2. And the whole reason you guys spend so much time with inequality symbols before algebra is so that you can understand the shorthand way of describing these graphs. This says where x is less than negative 4, and over here x is getting higher than 2. X is greater than 2, and x is less than negative 4. In the middle of those, it's in the All right, next we have to talk about when is it increasing and decreasing. So I'm going to redraw it. What's that vertex, guys? What's this point? -1, what? -9? It really needs to be right. All right, so I'm going to say that it's decreasing here. It's flowing down, down, down here. And on this side, it's increasing. It's flowing up, up, up. We always read the graphs from left to right. So we're saying slide down, increase up. So I'm going to say that it's decreasing when x is less than -1, and it's increasing when x is greater than -1. Right at the axis of symmetry, decreasing, increasing. And now that blue bubble side is done. Oh, orange. Oh, I thought of blue. I guess you don't have orange side. We'll work on these more tomorrow.